Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, this is something I just briefly want to touch on. I don't want to spend too much time on this. This morning was doing some research here, and I came across an article from the Sports Rush. And in this article, it had a particular headline where it said, even NBA players know Michael Jordan is the GOAT. NBA Twitter reacts as a poll shows LeBron behind MJ. And I was like, okay. Now, before I even get into this article, I'm sure the majority of you on this channel know what my feelings are about this debate. I believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. A lot of people believe the same. I think that his resume is just too impeccable. I think also if you look at him with the eye test as a basketball player, you can clearly see that he's a more superior player. I think that, there are some pundits out there that are trying to push the narrative that, okay, LeBron is as close to very close to MJ. I personally believe LeBron is a top 5 player of all time. I actually have him number 4. Now, to some LeBron fans, they view that as disrespect, which is their prerogative, right? I mean, if you think he's number 4, if you think him being one of the 4 greatest players of all time, in just my opinion, is disrespectful, then that's your opinion, right? That's what I believe. We have people out there like Nick Wright and others who try to push this narrative. Now, according to this article here, there was a poll that was conducted, I believe, by The Athletic, where they polled, I believe, some NBA players to get them to weigh in on who they think the GOAT is. But before we actually get into this article here, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do is, let me just get into what this article had to say here. It basically starts off with the headline. Over the years, many fans have given their thoughts and pondered the possible answers to these questions. And every time the answers keep changing. The problem is the general masses aren't equipped to answer these questions. They either lack the knowledge or the patience to come to a conclusion. Well, The Athletic has taken a step to get past these issues. The sports website recently shared the results of an NBA player vote to answer the aforementioned questions. And the results, well, they're quite interesting. According to The Athletic, they asked here, who is the greatest player of all time? And it's a pretty funky kind of list. They have Tracy McGrady, Bill Russell, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan. I'm surprised why they have Tracy McGrady. Now, from a skill level, if you ever watched Tracy McGrady play basketball, I mean, he's probably one of the most skillful players ever. And at one point, he was right there with Kobe Bryant. Go look at some of their highlights. I mean, Tracy McGrady was an absolute monster. But anyway, in this poll, apparently 58% of the people voted for Michael Jordan, and 33% of the people, the players, I believe, voted for LeBron James. 6.8 voted for Kobe Bryant, and I think the rest voted for Bill Russell. and Tracy McGrady. So this is what the poll had to say. I don't know how legit this poll is, to be quite honest with you. I tried to go read it on The Athletic, but they're forcing you to pay to read it, and I'm not going to pay just to read a poll. I think a lot of fans were also confused at the poll, including the poll including Tracy McGrady. But I don't think there's a poll out there that exists where you're going to ask either NBA players or NBA fans, who do you think the greatest player is between LeBron and Michael Jordan? And that poll is going to say LeBron. I don't think there's any poll out there. I don't think ESPN can conduct a poll where it will say LeBron. I don't think Undisputed can. I don't think there's any poll out there. And I think the simple reason is the fans are smarter when it comes to this argument. If you just look at the evidence, you look at the information, I think it's quite clear that MJ is the better player between these two guys. I mean, he just is. If you just look at the information dispassionately, you'll be able to see this. Now, I've noticed some LeBron supporters feel like if they say he's the GOAT, then that makes him the GOAT. Like, okay, we're just going to say it. Like, maybe they think, oh, we'll just speak it into existence. No, you really can't. Certain things you can't speak into existence. Some things you actually have to do. You can't speak $10 million into your bank account. I'm going to speak it into my account. Nah, I don't work like that. You got to go make that money. You got to go out there and make that money. Now, you can speak it as much as you want. But if you don't put in that work, that money is not going to just miraculously appear in your account. And in the case of this debate, you just can't speak it into existence. No, because people are going to sit back and begin to look at the information and say, well, oh, wait a minute here. This is not true. This doesn't surprise me. I think after The Last Dance, they conducted a similar poll, and the overwhelming majority believed that Michael Jordan was the greatest player of all time. I don't think MJ is going to lose that moniker as the greatest player. I don't think he's going to lose it. Certainly not to anybody playing right now. I don't believe so. Again, as I said, I believe LeBron is one of the 4 greatest players of all time. Some people view that as being disrespectful, whatever. But, with the advent of social media, all of these various pundits on television, marketing and all of that, one would have thought that, hey, maybe at this point it would be probably like 45-55, but it's not even close. Because again, once again, people are not stupid. They're not stupid. Michael Jordan, for whatever reason, for somebody that doesn't post anything, doesn't say anything, is just still incredibly popular. It's unreal. I mean, you saw the 75th anniversary when they had the ceremony there at Cleveland for the All-Star game. They brought MJ out and he had the biggest applause in Cleveland. Applause in Cleveland. I mean, it's unheard of, right? It's unheard of. But nevertheless, that's what they did. So the fans, I guess they know the real. I think the players, they know the real. You're gonna be hard pressed to find players out there that are gonna say, you're gonna be hard pressed to get 100 NBA players in a room and get 60% of them to say that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. You're gonna be hard pressed. You're gonna be really, really hard pressed to find those players unless you find a way to pay all of them off. And good luck paying off these guys. So none of this really surprises me. I just wanted to touch on it momentarily. So the question simply to you guys is simply this: what do you think about this poll? And what do you think about in general? Who do you think is still the greatest player, even after all these years? Do you think it's MJ or do you think it's LeBron? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show.